Russia has sharply escalated its narrative on the Ukraine war, claiming the country has been turned into a testing ground for Western weapons and AI warfare. Moscow alleges the conflict is being used to trial next-generation combat systems, transforming Ukraine from a battlefield into a live war laboratory.
A telling example is the situation in Ukraine, where its European patrons have installed and continue to support a puppet regime. Under the false pretense of imminent EU accession, the country has been turned into a springboard for military and sabotage terrorist operations against Russia. In essence, it has become a testing ground for new types of weaponry, for training military systems in artificial intelligence, and for developing new forms and methods of warfare under a foreign flag.
Russia claims the fallout is spreading beyond Ukraine, accusing Kyiv of becoming a hub for weapons trafficking and cross-border sabotage. Moscow says multiple plots, including attempts to smuggle explosives into Russia, were intercepted, warning the conflict is now driving wider regional instability.
Under the close supervision of the West, Ukraine has become a major factor in destabilizing the situation across the Commonwealth. The actions of the Kyiv regime have resulted in the country's transformation into Europe's largest center for the smuggling of arms and ammunition. Ukrainian special services are using the territories of states bordering Russia to infiltrate saboteurs and means of terror into our country. They are recruiting mercenaries for the armed forces of Ukraine all over the world. They are involving migrant workers in terrorist and extremist activities. They are conducting a comprehensive campaign to influence the populations of our countries via the internet, including through an extensive network of so-called call centers. The scale of the threats emanating from Ukraine is clearly demonstrated by the results of joint operational work carried out by the FSB in collaboration with its Commonwealth partners. For instance, at the start of the year, in cooperation with the KGB of the Republic of Belarus, an attempt organized by Kyiv to smuggle more than 500 explosive devices into the Russian Federation for the purpose of carrying out terrorist attacks was thwarted.
Russia is also warning of a new digital battlefield, alleging Western-backed AI labs are mapping behavior and predicting social reactions across CIS nations.
According to available information, the Western intelligence community is behind programs to establish a network of digital laboratories across the Commonwealth, whose tasks include collecting and analyzing typical behavioral profiles of the population using artificial intelligence technologies, identifying points of tension in society, and modeling social reactions to various external factors, including the actions of the authorities. In effect, this involves the introduction within the CIS of tools designed to manipulate the moods and behavior of citizens, taking into account the specific characteristics of each state.
As tensions rise, Dmitry Medvedev has intensified rhetoric, launching a fierce attack on Ukraine's leadership.
Frankly, it's hard to guess what must have happened that prompted them to kneel during the reinterment of Nazi. The Kyiv degenerates can beat the competition here.
Moscow is now linking the Ukraine war to a wider global security threat, alleging proxy conflicts, militant recruitment, and expanding cyber and biological risks. It warns instability from the Middle East to Central Asia could spill into CIS nations, creating a broader arc of insecurity.
It is clear that such militant agents can and will be used not only in the Middle East, but also in their countries of origin.
The claims remain unverified, but the messaging marks a clear escalation. Russia is reframing the war as a global confrontation, where Ukraine is not just the battleground, but the instrument. From AI warfare to information control, the conflict is expanding into a fight over technology, influence, and power.